Good morning. So I think it's important anytime we look at a problem that we realize where we were, where we are, and where we're going. So let's take a look at some numbers. Cleveland is the 5th largest city in the country. Unfortunately, the year was 1920. The Cleveland Indians actually won the World Series that year. That's how long ago it was. Fast forward to today. Cleveland, the most distressed city in the country. And whether we believe that or not, that's how the national media portrays us. As I was reading this study, I thought to myself, wasn't it just a few months ago that we were talking about Cleveland, one of the best places to start a small business? Cleveland, one of the places you have to visit in 2016. Cleveland, the comeback city. You know, I was recently telling a friend of mine, when I listen to the national media talk about Cleveland, I can't help but feel that they're saying something like, you know, I like lasagna, I just didn't order it. So, and I tell people, if you sit in the rooms that I'm in, you get a sense of where we're going, and you get a sense that we have a roadmap to get there. Because every day I am surrounded by entrepreneurs. And I like to ask people, when I say entrepreneur, who do you think of? And you hear the same answers. Steve Jobs from Apple, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, that guy from Twitter. And I say, you know, it's interesting that your view on entrepreneurship is white guys in tech that occasionally wear hoodies. Because when I think of entrepreneurs, I think of the hundreds of businesses that ECDI deals with on an annual basis. And I get it, these are Main Street businesses, they're not changing the world, but they're doing something that each of us in this room should feel just as passionate about. They're transforming our neighborhoods. They're hiring from our community. They're making a difference while making a living. If you want to cure poverty, if you want to put poverty in the museum where it belongs, if you want to significantly increase jobs, if you want to create true, measured economic development, you need to do two things and two things only. One, you need to eliminate the barriers that currently exist between access to capital and the African American community. I'll say it a different way. We need to start lending to the black community. There was a study done about a year ago, I think it was Forbes magazine, showed that African American women from 1995 to 2015 started businesses at a rate of 322%, making them the fastest growing demographic of entrepreneurs in the country. Yet, this same demographic has the hardest access to capital. And it shouldn't be surprising why. Many of them don't have access to the technical assistance, the resources. They don't have assets that a bank looks at when they're making a loan. You know, when an average white woman starts a business, she has $111,000 in assets that she can use to start that business, whether it be home equity, savings accounts, guarantors that are willing to sign on the loan. The average African-American woman has $6,500 in assets. And after spending 20 years in commercial banking and 5 years in microlending, I'm here to tell you that the equity in your house and what your credit score does not predict the type of entrepreneur that you're going to be. The second thing that we need to do, if we truly want to eliminate poverty, grow jobs, and create measured and sustainable economic growth, we need to change the mindset that we currently think about when we think about economic theory. There's a gentleman by the name of Muhammad Yunus, who's thought of as being the godfather of microlending, started an organization called Grameen Bank, and he boils it down to the simplest fact. All of us as society look at ourselves as labor. We are here to provide labor to a select group of individuals. We take direction, we take orders from a special group of individuals known as entrepreneurs. Those entrepreneurs are the only ones who can think, act, and organize. The rest of us are there to fill the slots that these thinking people come up with. And our own economic freedom is based on the wage that those people are willing to pay us. And it further gets divided because that's when we as society, we really get busy. We get busy creating institutions and policies and complex legal structures and support systems that basically eliminate all the barriers so that these movers and shakers can move around without hindrance and live up to their full potential. Now, what if we changed that paradigm? What if we said all men and women are truly created equal? that each of us have an unlimited ability to think creatively, that each of us can be an entrepreneur. You know the fastest way to get a job? Start one yourself. We have to quit worrying about attracting the next 500 employee company and bringing it to our community, and instead, we need to start grassrooting these companies to the point where we get 500 people. That truly creates economic justice. So this is what I believe. I believe we could rebuild neighborhoods and create true economic change one entrepreneur at a time. Imagine if all of us chose an entrepreneur, let's say from the Huff neighborhood, and we provided all of our resources and all of our support to make sure that they survived. And then we did it again in Glenville and Fairfax, and then we did it again, and then these entrepreneurs, they grow up and they do it. Now that's how we make the movement. So this is what I believe. I believe that we should come together and we should change some people's lives. I believe we should come together and we should transform neighborhoods, and I believe we can make miracles happen one entrepreneur at a time. Thank you.